Void Beast Byarrrith? Anyway, he's the second boss in Rogue Legacy, nowhere near as complex as the first boss. His three attacks are his jump attack. He jumps into the air, sending out waves of bones when he lands. He has a bone throw. He throws bones up into the air, similar to what the smaller skeletons do. And then he has a big bone throw. He basically launches out a huge bone that spins, and it can spin in a clockwise direction. All three of his attacks are fairly well telegraphed, and it should be fairly easy to read once you've fought him a few times. For the jump attack, you'll need to jump once he lands to avoid the bones that he sends out. Obviously you can also dash as well to give yourself extra airtime. For the bone throw, you don't tend to need to worry about positioning too much on this one, as he throws them out fairly far, and there are indicators at the top of the screen that you can use to track where they're coming down. I'd say the big bone is probably the hardest thing to avoid. Sometimes the rotation works with the direction, creating an easy gap under it. Other times it'll be in counter to that, so you'll have to jump over it. So use the lamps around the map so you can get over it. Now this is where it starts to get difficult. At 2/3 health, a second boss will spawn in. It's Void Beast how far? Let's call it how far. He'll spawn into the room, and what makes this boss hard is, well, it's luck based. The second boss has the same attacks as the first boss, so you will already know what's going to be coming. But the big problem is each boss doing separate attacks, making them difficult to avoid. The best way to handle this is try to keep both bosses together. This means you can judge when you get your damage in, and also judge when you need to take a few attack rotations and dodging. Now, I've seen older footage of this boss room, and with the Dragon's Vow update, and I don't know if it is this update, there are more lanterns in the room, making it easier to jump over the bosses, or the boss's attacks. If you get lucky with your hair, and you get some good traits, you might find this boss a bit of a breeze. Otherwise, you might need to farm it out a little until you get lucky on the attack patterns from the boss. For this boss, I've beaten him at around level 50, and I've seen others do it at lower levels, but if you need to farm it out to even the odds in your favour, then take the time to do so. Overall, it can be frustrating, especially with the attack patterns lining up, making it almost impossible to dodge. Sometimes I'd even say it is impossible to dodge, and it sometimes just doesn't feel fair. Only way, really, to get revenge is to run it back and to try again. Wish you the best of luck on this one, and I think you're going to need it.